bringing the people behind our food to life.
One of the things that I think I'm very interested in is that lesson in sustainability about balance. You know, I mean, it's always a balance between, you know, time and cost and people and the taste and all of these things. And so, you know, I wanted you to talk a little bit about that in your work.
One of the challenges is not only balance, but the understanding that you probably will never find balance. And that was hard because I'm always looking for a kind of equilibrium, balancing the issues of sustainability, balancing the contradictions that we find in our work. You know, it's almost interesting to have, we had a panel of, let's rattle off all the contradictions in our work, but it'd be like telling secrets. All right, and that's a real struggle for us because we know the contradictions. Farm labor is a perfect example. You know, we struggle with that issue. We pay better than the prevailing wage. It's not a great wage, but our margins dictate that. We have other systems by which we can reward that. But we're a small farm, 80 acres south of Fresno, California. It's a challenge because how does that affect the larger industry? That's a contradiction that's inherent in the work we do, but it's also inherent in all the food we eat with that. And one of those contradictions, though, led me to the realization of why I want to write. I mean, writers are always a bit neurotic. They probably lack self-confidence, and that's why they like writing. They are always searching for the truth. I hear people laughing. I think I'm resonating with this. They're searching for the truth, and yet they know when they write, they have to speak as if they know the truth. You know, you talk about a contradiction that you have in there. But that's the creative edge that I think we work with, all of us, in both writing, farming, working with food. It's that creative edge that keeps us moving forward with that. And I was drawn back to the farm because, like all good farm kids, I ran away from the farm because it was important that I look out beyond the farm, explore the world, and that probably was the turning point, was the realization that I had the freedom to leave, and my father gave me the freedom to come back. So I came back and I was drawn back to the farm because of stories. And the stories revolved not so much on how I wanted to come back to the farm, start farming organically, using sustainable methods, working with different purveyors, working with chefs, but it was also the stories that resonated in the work that I did around people. And it's sort of like the goal that I have isn't so much to save farms, it's to save farmers.
I'm exactly the same way about fishermen.
Yeah, well, it leads me to this new thought, which scares me. My father just passed away about a month ago. And when you lose a parent, you lose that buffer between yourself and your own mortality. So I'm next in line. What does that mean in terms of a farmer? What happens when a farmer, a fisherman, dies? What is lost with that? And that's part of this whole question of legacy that I'm starting to grapple with. We're very fortunate because my daughter is wonderfully, wonderfully naive and wants to come back to farm. I think this is going to be fantastic. But one of the issues it does create is what kind of story is she going to create? And how's that going to affect my story? Kim and I were talking earlier. How do you partner with your daughter? Think about the parents. How would you partner with your kids? Usually there's silence after that question and stuff. But it's the idea that I think it's going to be story filled with contradictions, which all parents know, is going to be the driving force as we create this new definition of our farm, of sustainability on our farm and everything.
It's become sort of this truism for people who write about this, that everyone wants to know more about where their food comes from, or nobody knows where their food comes from. And so, you know, on the one hand, you think you're selling the best quality scallop or the best quality peach, but, you know, you're also selling the story. I mean, for you, how much do you think your success comes from, you know, that connection versus the taste? I mean, do some people taste your peach and just say, yeah, that's it, bring them in, and they don't care about the story?
Sure. We're dealing with a product that's being sold in a capitalist system. So the first line probably is going to be taste. It's going to be quality, it's going to be something. Then it connects with story. You know, and someplace in there is personal story, their memory of a great peach. And if my peaches work, I always said, it's not my peaches, it's their peaches and their memory of it. I'm going to do a test on the panel. Okay, I want you to think of your favorite farmer. Ready?
Annie Farrell.
Rick, your favorite farmer.
Snughaven.
Jerry Danielson.
My father.
Your favorite.
Fisherman, it would have to be Ricky Trundy.
Good. Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna get in trouble with my Washington Post by picking my favorite farmer. Truck Patch Farms.
Now, don't you want to know who these people are?
That's it.
And see, that's part of it. Now, I want all of you, think of your favorite farmer, turn to the person next to you, and tell them verbally their name. Say it out loud. Sort of like the opposite of Harry Potter, right? You can say the name out loud. Say it to the person next to you. Now, there is something interesting about this. I had trouble naming my favorite fisherman. And why is that? And I don't want to go into that, but it was an interesting issue in thinking about produce, food, farmers, but name in that lack of, to me, a lack of connection with fishermen or fishing people. You know, but it's a point to bring up. And I bring up names because I think once you attach a name to something, it goes beyond just peaches, broccoli, asparagus. You're actually personalizing them. And that's the goal, I think, of sustainable and our sustainable stories. We all personalize our story. And that's what catapults it to another level. Because you're not just the idea of putting a face with your food. You're personalizing it to another level with that. And I want to end my comment with a request that I have of the panel and maybe people who are interested in the audience. My father taught me a couple lessons. And one of the lessons he taught me was this Japanese saying that goes, "Nana korobi ya oki." And this is the lesson for sustainability. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. And it's pretty simple. All right, but I love that, so I made this stamp. So I'm going to ask if the panelists would mind if I gave them a tattoo. So roll up your sleeve if you're interested, and we're going to give you a tattoo here, and you can show it.
I got tattooed by Mas Masumoto, man.